Hey there everybody, how's it going? It's Dan from plantabundance.com. Today I wanted to share with you guys a quick and easy, all organic homemade dog food recipe that I'm going to be putting together for my dog Happy today. Once I get all the ingredients together, I'm going to be using the power of the sun to cook her meal, using the sunflower cooker by All Season Solar Cookies. Starting off here with some free-range organic drumsticks that I picked up over at Trader Joe's at $1.99 a pound. But first I'm going to be adding 1.5 cups of brown rice, and I'm going to be covering that just enough with water just so that it barely covers the top of the rice. I've talked about in previous videos how you need to take into account how the steam's not escaping in a solar cooker like it does in a steamer. Therefore, you're going to want to use less water and also take into account what other ingredients you're going to be putting into the pot and how much water might be leached out through that cooking process. So for today's recipe, I determined I'd put about this much water, just barely covering it. Next, I'm going to be adding some organic carrots, and I'm going to cut those up nice and small so that they can cook down to a point where they're nice and mushy. At the end of this recipe, I'm going to be using my hands to blend everything together and kind of mushing it together, so you want everything to cook down to that consistency. Here's a couple zucchinis, fresh harvested from the garden, same concept, nice small chunks. And Happy's showing some curiosity, and I think she's going to really enjoy tonight's meal. I'm going to be throwing in some apple chunks. I'm adding 1 purple eggplant, and now I'm just getting the chicken put in there, really stuffing this pot to the maximum with some organic broccoli. And last but not least, a couple backyard eggs from my chickens. We're just going to hard bake these by putting them on the top. The main thing is that once you got all your ingredients in, that your lid will close completely, and it does, so we're all set. As far as putting this together goes, you got a couple of these 4-quart Pyrex bowls, and you use them as a dome greenhouse. So we're going to put the first bowl down, put the cooker in there. I'm adding a little temperature gauge so I can show you how hot we get. Now we got the second Pyrex bowl, and we're all set. Now I'm just aligning the All Season Solar Cooker. Now that everything's aligned and clipped and ready to go, I'm just going to go ahead and put in the food now. And that's all there is to it. That's about 12:30 in the afternoon, and I'm going to let this thing cook all the way into the evening, into the shade. So it's probably going to get about 4.5 to 5 hours of full sun cooking, and another couple hours of residual slow down cooking. So here we are 45 minutes later, and you can see how the shadow on the sun site has cast itself a little to the right there. So we're just going to now turn the cooker and realign it. And we're already getting up there. We're hovering at about 250 degrees. You can smell the food cooking. And all of a sudden, as I looked up and saw this beautiful sight, we got a nice hawk flying overhead. Not something I see every day out here, so pretty cool. I want to share it with you guys. Alright, so now we're a couple hours into the cooking now, and we've been hovering right at around 275, 250 for quite a while now, so I think we're going to max out at about 275 degrees today, which is good. You can see the condensation building up into the greenhouse dome over the cooker, and things are smelling lovely. So now we're at the latter part of the day, and you can see the shade starting to come in, and we're just going to let this cooker fade away into the evening. I brought the cooker in. It's going on 9 o'clock at night now. I've been working throughout the day, and Happy's ready to eat some dinner. Now I'm just going to get all the chicken deboned and get everything mixed together. And it'll be dinner time for Happy. I'm just going to be using the same Pyrex bowl that we used to cook the food. And you can see how the rice has come out just perfect. So I used just the right amount of water. And all the vegetables are cooked to a perfect consistency. So I'm really happy the way this meal has turned out. Used zero energy making this meal. And altogether I estimated the total cost to be around $6. Now, if you had a smaller dog, this would make at least 4 meals. And with a larger dog, like a German Shepherd, this is 2 meals. 2 large meals. So it ends up costing me around $3 per meal at this point, which to me is an absolute bargain. Seeing as if you go down to the store and buy some of the organic canned food for a dog, it's hovering right around $2.50, $3 a can. So this beats that bar none. And I think over time, as I continue to get better at this, I'm also lowering my costs by growing more of the ingredients. And even in the case of the chicken, I think it's good to strive for self-sufficiency down the line. If you're using, animal products, I think it's something in my case that I'm really going to be paying attention to moving forward and trying to become more self-sustaining with that. So Happy's patiently waiting and she's ready to dig in. I can't blame her. I gotta say I'm actually a little jealous at this point, and I'm contemplating maybe just eating this for myself. I almost forgot, gotta add these couple hard baked eggs, and they turned out perfect. I'm just gonna crumble that in the mixture here. And she gets raw eggs all the time, but I will, in this case, bake them up for her. So let's see how she likes her food. And by the way, she's already had a breakfast today. She was not starved in any way to make her eat this food. She's had a full day of play, and she's been smelling this cooking all day, so she is digging in and letting me know that she gives this the approval. So again, the recipe was brown rice, organic free-range drumsticks, deboned, eggplant, zucchini, carrots, and apples. And we've got a whole nother serving here that I'm going to go ahead and pack up and put in the fridge, and that's that, guys. So thanks for watching today's video, and please check out some of my other videos. And if you haven't already, subscribe so we can stay in touch. And let's keep the conversation going. Shoot me a comment about today's video. Let me know what you thought.